Being African. Wow. I wanted to touch on this subject when, before I begin, I want to say that my voice might sound a little weird because I had the idea when I was asleep and I just woke up because, like, I want to do this right now before I forget this. So, yeah, Africa. let's talk about Africa for a second. And FYI, Africa is where I live. And I wanted to clear out some myths, if I can call it that, that people have about Africa as a whole in general. Now, when I say people have, I mean mostly like Americans and all those myths, all those like POV, or POV, no, there's no water in Africa, like those type of stuff. You know what I mean? And doing this video, I did sound like, listen, what kind of questions that Americans ask about Africa, and this is um the list here. This is kind of crazy because I wrote some notes so I don't forget, and this video might go smooth. So yeah, buckle up. And if you are not from Africa, well, this will be a learning experience for you to know things about from Africa. Now, the first question that was asked by Americans is that, is Africa a real country? Like, are we serious? Is Africa a real country? First of all, I don't know what kind of schools you guys have. Matter of fact, us in Africa even consider that, like, is even Harvard, aka the best university that Americans say is the best university. Is it even that easy or that hard to get in that school? Because, like, what do you mean Africa is a country? First off, Africa is not a country, it's a continent. If you know all seven continents, all right, then you should know that Africa is not a country. But there is a country that is also considered a continent, which is only Australia. Australia is only considered a continent and a country. That's the only one that's like, oh, Australia is a country and a continent at the same time. Africa is not. Africa has, what do you call this? Countries inside, but Africa is a continent itself. To be more specific, Africa has 54 countries. I am not gonna list them all. Like, if you want to see what those countries are, you just have to Google it yourself. But yeah. Second, do you speak African? Now let me make this clear. When I saw this question, I thought this was a joke because there was a TikTok of asking someone that's from Africa, I'd be like, hey, do you speak African? Uh, I don't know if you think we speak like no. Now, since Africa has a lot of countries, I'm from South Africa, which is down below, down below. All right. So, I do not speak African. All right. There's in Africa, there's many languages. All right, where I'm from, which is South Africa alone has 11 languages, which is isiZulu, isiXhosa, which is the one I speak, Afrikaans, isiPedi, isiTswana, isiSotho, yeah. What is this? Isichonga. I think isichonga. IsiXhosa. Okay, I think it's in Chonga. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's in Swati, it's in Venda, it's in Ndebele. That's all the 11 languages in South Africa. All right. I speak isiXhosa. All right. The one with the clicks, like the one with the clicks. That is different between the what do you call this? Yo guys, the language you guys think we speak, which is aka like quote unquote African, the Ngoing, like that is completely different. Afrikaans is the language that my sister speak, which is Tyler. And just to put it out there, Tyler is not my sister. Since everyone that's from South Africa, we treat everyone as family, and since Tyler is in America, we treat her as family. She's part of us. That's why I call her my sister, because like she's our sister. You know what I mean. Moving on. Oh yeah, and also don't forget why my voice sounds different. I'm editing this and I forgot to add this while making this video. Also, In Africa, we do not ride animals, bro. What is this? What is this metaphor or like whatever it is that we ride animals to school, or we can randomly see lions or whatever to school? Now, I will not lie though. There is some animals that we see in the street, but not wild animals like zebras and elephants and all that. The most common you would see in the streets is like cows and sheep. All right, those are the most common ones you can see. Also, you can see like people using like transport, like donkey transport. What am I saying? But they have carriages like donkeys to carry carriages, stuff like that. Alright. The one time that I saw as that a wild animal did roam around the street. It did happen this year. It was a seal. I don't know what kind of seal it did, but there was a big seal. I'll show right here. Like, look at this, bro. Like, this guy just was roaming around the street just on a random Tuesday. By the way, this was the only time this year, mind you, 2025. This year, this happened, and bro, I'm not gonna lie, this was pretty a unique experience. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty funny that it happened. And for those of you wondering, yes, he was or she was escorted back to his home, uh original habitat, right, back to the ocean. He was escorted by the police back to the ocean, and he was not harmed in any way, shape, or form. But it was nice to see. It was nice to see. I ain't gonna lie. But no, we do not ride animals to school or whatever.
Oh fuck, I missed it. There it is. Oh shit. It's early morning, I'm seeing this shit.
Alright, moving on to the next question. Do we have electricity, ATMs, or supermarkets in Africa? Now I want to point out and say yes. Yes, we do have electricity, we do have ATMs, we do have supermarkets, and we do have water. Alright? But I can say there is a lack of electricity. I can say that. We do have electricity, but there's a lack of electricity. And we do have water, but there's a lack of water. In some countries, it's worse to like get water, but there is water. Especially where I'm staying, there is water. Alright. Alright. And ATMs, like, bro, if you were traveling, so there are so many people, even YouTubers, content creators who come to South Africa now, like what's this Dude Perfect, what is it? Oh, Trevor Scott was also here, and Chris Brown was also here this year. So yeah, we do have ATMs. So like, damn, you don't think we have money? Oh my, what? Okay, that's crazy because I only realized now if there's no ATMs, there's no money. That's crazy. But yeah, we do have ATMs. We do have supermarket. But I also saw that we also have ShopRite, which is also available in what do you call this? America. But the supermarkets we don't have in South Africa is Target, Best Buy, the Dollar Store, and what else? I think those are the stores that I can name in my mind right now. But we don't have that. But we do have supermarkets. Next question is, do we live in mud huts? Now I'm not gonna lie, this is a crazy question because it reminds me of the TikTok is like, hey, look at South Africa. I'm gonna try to find it and put it on screen. Of that guy who was in an interview was like, look at us in South Africa. They live in trees and whatever. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw this video, I was pretty hurt. Like, we live in trees. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. But do we live in mud huts? Now, I won't say no. I won't say no because there are mud huts, but I think the part of like history to show like our ancestors and stuff, there are mud huts, but we do not live in mud huts. There are literally cities and buildings. If you do not know, the movie I forgot which was it, Avengers. I think it was Avengers. The scene where Hulk versus Iron Man was fighting through that building. That building was shot in South Africa. That is the mall of Africa. Yeah. So the more you know. So yeah, we do have cities, we do have buildings, we do have houses. Like, you know, there are mud huts, but I won't I don't want to say there are people living in them. But they are mud huts. In the olden days, I would say yes, but like, and time goes on, like things change. And I think also in the old days there were buildings. Okay, then do we hunt our food? Hello, do we hunt our own food? Bruh, this is crazy. Okay, this is going back to a point where like, was there supermarkets? No, we do not hunt our own food. We buy food like you, y'all as well. You know, I think this question is based on like the hunting eras, the ice age eras, because like almost all of that, if you did life science, almost all of that, the ancient times, the Spacians and stuff like that were basically in Africa. Uh, but no, we do not hunt our own food. Back in the day, our ancestors did hunt for food. But now we do not hunt for food. Uh, but there are some places where you hunt, just like I'm sure it's available in America, where it's open season, where hunters go to the wild and hunt deers and whatever. That's the only hunting that's done, not to have food or whatever. No, buy food at the supermarket, just any other normal human being. All right. The next question is, I thought this question was like a joke or whatever. Is like, how do we speak English so well? Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought this was a lie until I saw. I think it was back in COVID, right? COVID. There was this app online where you can talk to people like across all over the world. I forgot what the name of that thing is, but it's a webcam. Then you talk to anyone. Then you connect. I forgot what it is, but if you know, you can let me know in the comments. I forgot what it is, but a South African YouTuber was talking to an American. Then he asked, "Where you from?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm from America." Then she asked where he's from. He was like, "Oh, from South Africa." He'd be like, "What? You're from South Africa? Wow, you speak English so well." I'm like, "What?" I don't know if you expect it to be an accent. All right, I can say that our English has an accent, just like any other people. All right, but I think how can I put this? It's based on where you grew up in, because like there are people who are Nigerian who live in the UK, and the English has a UK accent. All right, even though even though the Nigerian, like it has a UK accent. You know what I mean? It just depends on like the area you raise. Like if you're born in, what do you call this, in Australia, for example, if you are raised here in South Africa, your English will not be the same as the one a person who grew up in Australia. I don't know if you understand what I mean. But that's, I don't know. I don't know if it makes sense. But yeah, according to my list, that's about everything I got here. If you're from any other, I don't know. I don't even know if this video will get views. I don't know why. But if you're from any other country and you have questions about South Africa, let me know. Let me know down in the comments, and I'll make sure to answer them if like you are curious and have questions about South Africa. Yeah, and basically that's it. If you guys enjoyed this video, and also to prove my point, where like since I'm Xhosa, my accent will slip out, or my language will slip out occasionally here and there, especially when my friends. And it's in this video right here where we talk about a childhood, wow, our childhood crush. It did slip out a lot, but I didn't translate. So if you want to hear that, go click this video right here. And from me, I'm a Skadush.